I've had a lot of dogs in my life. A beagle when I was a kid, Basset when I was a kid, and then later on a husky and 2 Great Danes. Fabulous dogs. The last Great Dane passed almost a decade before we started to consider another dog. And my wife and I talked about the next step, and she recommended a German Shepherd. I thought it was a fabulous idea. So we had Krista Ray Wunderkeen join us in October of 2002. Wunderkeen is German for Wonder Child, and she truly was. German Shepherds are traditionally loyal, whip smart, and great companion dogs. But we developed over that 11-year ride that was her life an extraordinary connection that was manifested itself in so many ways. Probably the two things that I remember most vividly. One is my vet who treated her throughout her life had mentioned 5-6 years in that whenever I'd bring her in, he would note the real connection. He could see the communications going on between that dog and I. And my wife tells the story that often my work schedule, what I do, I leave at different times of the day and I come back at different times of the day or night. And so there was no set schedule. She would tell me that when I was going to be coming home, is that Krista would go to the door and want to go outside so that she could be to the entrance of the driveway, so that she could be there when I came home. This would happen 10 minutes prior. And there she would be, without any, how she knew, I don't know. But it was a fabulous 11-year ride. She had been diagnosed with cancer, and it was serious. She had quit eating, or she had quit eating, but she wasn't eating as much. You could tell that it was really working on her. And so we had anticipated we'd get the final news on Thursday. And so on a Tuesday, prior to that Thursday, we went to Elmwood Park, as we would a number of times during the course of a month, for one of her walks, and she still loved to walk. And so we drove down there in the truck, and this time when I opened the door, traditionally we used a ramp. She didn't let me use the ramp this time. She hopped out. And I made the decision, after I put the leash on her, that she was going to be in charge. Wherever she wanted to go, that's where we were going to go. And we went everywhere that we had ever walked before in that park. It included the grotto and the trails and the perimeter of the golf course. It was an amazing trip, because occasionally, not only would she walk briskly, but she would trot. And that hadn't happened in months. And the walk went on for 2.5 hours. And finally I made the decision, well, we probably ought to go back to the truck. She's probably tiring. And so we went back to the truck, and I opened up the door so that she could get into the back. And she stopped, and she looked at me, and she looked over to the entrance to the park. And it was clear she didn't want to have a ride back to the house. She wanted to walk back to the house, the 6-block walk. And off we went. It was amazing. We got the news that we had hoped would be different, but knew wouldn't be, on a Thursday. The lymphoma had spread like wildfire in the dog, and we knew what the outcome was going to be. She quit eating on a Saturday, on that Saturday. And we knew what we had to do. We spent the weekend caring for her, loving her. And then at 5:30 on Monday evening, our vet, Dr. Tierney, came by to our home, and with the family surrounding her, sent her on her way to Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, we reloaded. 6 months after Krista passed, 2 German Shepherds, litter mates, male and a female, Amadeus Blues Famavant and Zoe Ariel Famavant. They are fabulous. And as litter mates, they have a connection. Wonderful to watch them move. They are, my wife describes it as like watching a school of fish move. And it's just, they, as we anticipated, they are bringing a tremendous amount of joy into our lives. And we are truly blessed to have them. And it is yet another connection.